Well, hi and welcome to my shop, and thanks so much for joining me here on what I'm hoping will be a pretty straightforward attempt at doing some more alignment work on the radio. So the IF transformers appear to align quite nicely. Pretty happy with the result of that. So now it's all about the antenna adjustments, the RF tuning in here, and the oscillator settings to set all that. And typically the first band you would do all this on would be the, I just realized I haven't solved this band. So I gotta solve this first. Okay, back up the horse. I gotta solve this problem here. Okay, just keep that thought in mind that we're eventually going to get around to aligning this, but I'm not going to try to do it without getting this band switch sorted out first. Son of a gun. So the deal here is, it has come loose on the shaft here. I didn't shorten the string, I shortened the spring. I actually cut the spring short, and so the string is actually the right length. I need to get it around this wheel, and then I need to get this set properly after that, and I need to put a new spring in there because what's left of it is just way too short. Well, I got lots and lots of springs here to pick from, including really long ones and strong ones, weak ones, and all that kind of stuff. So something in here is going to work. I just need to alter the string here. It doesn't look very difficult at all, except hooking the spring back into the existing string. Maybe it's time to replace this string entirely. Just look and see. Well, it's working, this mechanism, this plate is being worked back and forth. The string is in the pulley there. And I really can't see how the heck this works. So this is so when I move the tuning string moves everywhere, but the other string doesn't. So this one's moving. Of course, it's part of the tuning. There's the spring and all that. So I'm trying to decide whether I should replace the string entirely. I think we're into some real difficulties in behind here with it. Spring-loaded deal here. Let's see if we can just replace the spring and retie it. I can shorten the string slightly and retie it to the ends of the spring, make the string a little bit shorter. And because I don't know if I can reuse these knots. I mean, I managed to fish the new cut spring into the old knot, if you can believe it. I have that on video of me succeeding in doing it. I don't think it's going to happen again though. And then the working space, we can move this downwards here. Okay, yeah. I see what I got to do. I will do it. Okay, I think my best bet is to cut the old knots off. I can't use those again. Re-knot the old string onto a new spring. Remember to fish the string onto the other side of the shaft, because once, getting it onto the other side there, how did it get on the wrong side in the first place? I don't even know. And then around the pulley, and then tie the other end of the string here onto the pulley down in this area. Tie this end up here. You have to think about how you're going to get access to everything. And the instructions might suggest things like removing huge amounts of the radio, which in the end may make it easier to tie this on the string, but as you have seen, can introduce all kinds of potential for problems. So just going to nip it right off. Not at all. This is a fairly risky thing, but if it goes south, I have string to do dials, so I'm not that panicky over this. If I'm forced to, I can replace it. So we got to tie this on here. That in itself is not easy. So so what I want to do is try to tie this on with the least tension, troubling me to do this. So part of it is leaving this off the wheel to get a little more. The other part is this spring's going to have to be pulled out like this. And then I got to somehow tie this. I need 3 hands again. So I need to pull this out to about here and somehow hold it in place. You can do that with a temporary wire, pulling it down and then tie to it and then let the wire go. That sounds like a plan to me. I need a wire. Piece of wire. Boy, I wish I had an electrical shop. That would be good. Okay, here's a little bit of wire. Let's see if this is enough to do it. I'm sure it's enough. So we want to, where'd the spring go? So we want to tie onto the spring kind of temporarily here. Pull it into position with the tension it's going to have on it. That would do. That would do something like that. I got to tie this somewhere. Easy enough to tie it. Tie this off. Tie this off too, right here. Maybe that'll hold it like that. Okay, now tie the string in. Okay, we gotta go through. Grab it from the other side. Okay. Pull it this way, shorten it up. Okay, now do we really have enough string here to make this work? I'm not sure I want to pull that spring any further. This on here. Come on. It's slipping out of my fingers. Okay, now what about this? Look at how long this spring is getting here. Oh! What have I done? Oh, for crying out loud. Come off it. How the heck did this happen? What the heck? I don't know if you can even see that. The other string, the one that's on the tuning wheel, has somehow got through the loop on my spring. Okay, so there's a real magician in the house, and it's the radio. This radio's been playing tricks on me at every turn, hasn't it? Oh my God. So I wasn't even going to put this on video, but I may not. I may not. So, oh, for crying out loud. It's like some kind of magic trick. Hey, Penn and Teller, check this out. I'm going to win the award here. Oh my gosh. So it's just... I mean, I kind of know what must have happened. I must have dragged this across the string in just such a way that it got caught in it. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. It's pulling like crazy on it too. Oh, smokes, what a stupid situation to be in now. No, I don't break these strings at some point. Okay, well, I need a better grip on that. Okay, let's calm down. Let's calm down. Calm down a notch. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything can be figured out. Everything's falling apart. Everything's falling off the radio at this point. You can hear a swing when the string breaks here. And there we are. You have just... Okay, so it's off the wheel here. That's good though. It just gives me a wheel. Oh, I don't know. Do I need it? I tied it. I did tie it. I tied it. What happened to it? I'm kind of looking over the wrong way there. It says we're on 6 right now. Let's put it at one limit, which I think it's at actually. Let's see. Careful, man. Okay, there we go. So that's at number 7, band 7. So this should be at 7. Yeah, I need it around here to do this. Oh, look at that spring. Oh, man. Swang! Any minute now. Oh boy, that's got tension. That's where it's got to be though for me to do this. Get this out of the way here. Oh, it's off the other pulley up here too. I should put even more tension on it. That spring is now stretched almost all the way. It's not working out. This is not working out because the string is going to reach the thing here. The string will reach the thing. Let's see if that's really the case. Okay, so watching the number indicator. Joing. Somebody tell me what has happened here. The flat spot, it's not very visible in the camera, is it? The flat spot is here. It almost looks like this is upside down. It should be entirely the other way. I loosen off a turn here. So which way would I loosen it off? So I want the wheel to be rotated. Geez, it doesn't matter which. No. The wheel is controlling this, so the wheel is in the right spot. No, the wheel is in exactly the wrong spot. You got to turn it right around. How would loosening one of these turn it right around? In the stringing instructions for this, if I remember right, it said you go around here only 1.5 times, but there's 2.5 or more on here. There's too much on here. If I peel one away, it would have to be this upper one, because the lower one is around behind. It would come over the top of this string, so it would have to be this one. I would have to peel off and see what happens. And I can always put it back on. It's a bad situation. Right out of control here. Right out of control. This will probably put so much slack out there now. Yeah, it's all slack. And that was a dumb move. Well, I'm going to have to revert to reading the instructions. This has become a difficult deal here. Let's take a look at them. Okay, so what's this, number 3 and 4? What does that mean? There's the 1.5 turns when there's actually 2.5. There's only 1.5 now. There's a spring showing right close to the wheel here, so there no doubt this has got to be on a particular band. Which one? Does it say somewhere? The strings appear. What does this mean? They're tied to this plate, or they're worked into this plate. Maybe it's a continuous string here, probably continuous string, and just like the dial pointer, and somehow it's clipped on here. Why 6? Why these numbers? 5, 6, 6, 2. I don't know what's happening. Well, I think the situation here is really, really bad for me. That's what I think has happened. What makes it really, really bad is on the back of the radio here, where you have this plate which is supposed to slide up and down, or back and forth, up and down now, but back and forth. It causes that color bar to show up in the different windows. And the string is moving it, and so the string is attached to this plate. And where is the string attached? Way in behind here. You can't even see the string come across. It comes across, and it attaches some way, I guess, similar to, like I said, some way similar to the way the string attaches to the up here. Something like that. What it means is, if I replace the entire band changing string, I have to somehow deal with this attachment up in here. Well, you know, to get at that means taking all this apart. These, like up here, are screw heads, but this is the screw tail down here. It means the head is up on the. I got to take this whole front plate. Everything's got to come apart here. I'm in a panic. So I think the string is too short. Boy, oh boy. Jackpot. It's another. This radio's throwing up another jackpot. This is an absolutely critical thing. You can't have this radio with no band control. That's ridiculous. So, so I have to consider. I got to consider things. I think I'll go drink coffee while I do that. So, in this case, since the string does not terminate in this fitting, and often strings do terminate in things like this, because it doesn't, it just goes around it. I'm able to turn this independent of the string just by letting some slack go. So I've turned this wheel without moving the string into what I believe is its correct position. So the little flat side is right here, and one of the screws is there. I'm going to lock it in this position, and hopefully from there it's all a matter of just figuring out the string and not having to worry about this this piece in here anymore. There, tightening up now. So I guess it's really a question of the position of the indicators. You know what? Oh, son of a gun, I just loosened it. Duh. Not thinking here. Seems I can slack, once I get the string on, I can slack the string rather, and rotate this under the string just like I did a moment ago. If I ever get this tightened on here. Okay, I got that tightened on there. Next problem, spring on the string. So I've got the spring stretched way out, just to help me with doing this knot. And I cleverly put the camera right where it's in the way. Come on. Yes, if you frustrate early or easily, then this is the job for you. I take lots of breaks while I'm doing this. I calm myself down. I read chapters and I'm okay, you're okay. And try not to just lose my mind. So there's just a huge amount of slack here. I can't imagine that spring's going to take it all up. Okay, so we got a little bit here around this wheel. Oh, this has to go around. This didn't go around. Okay, hey, no slack. Around you go. I just can't believe I didn't break this. Good, we'll take this off and see how this came out. Is it any way right? Okay, we have a little bit of an adjustment up at the top here. Put this back on its wheel. Put a little more tension in it. Oh, I think it's come out really good. Better lock those. I'm gonna forget. Better lock those. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't lock them. Don't lock them. Hold on. I'll hang on there for a minute. Did we get this in any way right? So it's indicating band 1 right now. There's no way it's band 1. So this will slip under the string if I take the tension off. And I'm very suspicious that 1.5 turns on this is not going to do the trick. The thing is, this is light duty, and moving this plate is light duty, so it doesn't take too much friction in here. We're going to find out though. So best thing I can do is put this in one extreme position, the one I'm pretty sure of. That's the AM. So I believe that's the AM radio band number 7. So now we'll just rotate this underneath the string. Wow, not that, not that. We rotate the string around this. That's the way. So we take the slack off. Maybe it'll move right away. Yeah, went the wrong way though. So I want to take, this is tricky. I've got both ends of my spring in my hand. So we take the slack off and move it the way we want to move it. Come on. Didn't move that way. What happened? Great theories here, Jim, but actually won't pull against this even with the slack. Come on. That's the way. Move. Just move the metal plate. Heck with the string. Just move the plate. Just sliding it back here into the right position. Oh great, it moves in one direction but not the other. Of course, it would happen. And the spring has come right up onto the wheel here. Where did the thing go? So I think I've gone just a wee bit too far with it, so I want to put it back this way. So I think if I do this, there. You see number 7 is showing up here? Combination of taking the strain off the string and moving the plate by hand. 7. Oh, that's 7. Put the knob on here. See what happens. Oh, I could have got this totally backwards for all I know. Here we go. Band 6 and 5. Just a little bit of alignment here. Oh, there's one more band. Okay, now we'll put this. Again, take the strain off the spring. Move the thing to say band 1. Get it centered up. Okay, now I'll go back. Oh, there was another. Okay, let's. So this is the real band 1. Is it really? I don't think it's going to go any further. Okay, band 1. Yeah, it's just about correct. On the plate here. There we go. Okay, here we go. Band 1. Band 2. Band 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is that? There really are 8 positions in this thing? 9. Okay, 1 position. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Seven, 9. Is there some kind of a stop or a block or something I missed? What the heck? When I got this radio, there appeared to be 1 band more than there really was. So I think what's happening here is you're switching it through these blanks. So the contacts are just visible up here. So that's this strip in contact with the contacts. So this will be the last strip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a strip making contact here. So that's a band. That would be band 3 on here now. 3. How does that happen? So then we go 1, 2. That's actually 3. This is the 3rd band, 4th band, 5th band, 6th band, 7th band. These guys never got in contact with anything. 7 bands. 8 is empty. 9 goes in. When I took the wafers out, I only took them out of one side, so I could match them up with the other side. I don't think I got the wafers in the wrong spot, but it is pretty weird that there's a blank here. What in the name of the dickens is going on? Is this wheel supposed to have a brake on it? A stop on it? Maybe you're just not supposed to go past here. You're supposed to know enough to stop. But then these would never make it. The only way to get to these contacts is to go through a blank. And you can't go across here. So these really make it in there? Okay, so they're in contact now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should have glued it. Well, I'm having so much fun here. I think I'm going to stop for a while and go have some other kind of fun, because this is blowing my head apart here. Yes, my head is apart. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, 7 bands. Has anybody figured out this yet? Because I just figured it out. 7 bands. How many strips are there? 8 contact strips. 7 bands. 8 contact strips. Why? If you look at this long enough in here in the manual, you come across this little table here of frequency coverage, and you'll see band 1 to 7 and long wave. Like, why in heaven's name isn't this band number 8? So it's an 8-band radio, and it probably says it right at the start here somewhere. Somewhere it's going to say it. 8-band radio. Ah, well, here it is, right here. Well, now, the thing is, let's look back at the radio here. Okay, we can do that. Let me just swing this a little bit this way. So there are 8 strips, but there's a gap there. The long wave is in the middle. The long wave is here. Look, they colored it differently. Why did, and they didn't put a number. And it doesn't even have a red thing. So how do you know when you're on the long wave? Am I reading this right? So this is band 4, and this is band 5. And this is long wave, no square, because it's physically on the drum. It's not located between here and here. Why wouldn't they put it where it is? It's off the end of something. It's like maybe you got to go two snaps to get to it. Okay, let's look again at this. So this is at the end, even though this is the long wave one, even though it's in the middle of the band here, and it would be beyond 7 according to the chart. So and then the string is gone and everything. Okay, what can we figure out just by doing this then? Like how do you get these into contact? You have to snap through an empty. It's just, did somebody remove all these strips and then put them all back in, shifted over one by accident? When you flip this to long wave, what's supposed to show up in these windows? Nothing? This really is not sensible. This is just not sensible here. Not to me, anyway. There's something about how they're forced into this band arrangement, maybe because of this thing, and the long wave has these extra capacitors in here right on the drum. Maybe they're forced into it. And why would they leave a gap here? So just looking at it, there's some green wires here. They're going back to the capacitors. You can't see back here. Those green wires, you could not, you couldn't snap a strip in here without banging into these green wires. So it looks like this is the way it's supposed to be. And that would mean, if you wanted to go on long wave, how would you get there? Go up like this. to go one more. Okay. So that would be long wave. Or would it? It's hard to tell looking in there. Oh man, I can't believe this has become what it is. So that's the AM one you're looking at with just the straight pieces of wire. That's the AM strip. The contacts you can see up at the top, up here. Now when I rotate the drum, if you watch the contacts, there's springs, right? So you can watch them activate. They just drop down, so they were in contact with something there. That was a little quick, wasn't it? But I think if we look up inside here, we're going to see that the contacts are actually in the clear. Here they are. Okay, let me just force the focus better on the camera here. Man alive, you never know what it is you're going to discover about these radios. So now we can clearly see the contacts with nothing in contact with them. So in this position, this radio is dead, I guess. There's no front end. There's nothing to convey the signal at all. But then we can go one more turn here. Did I get it? Yep. Now, that's the end of the road. And the contacts now, this would be a long wave. Wow, this just doesn't make a hill of beans worth of sense to me. How they've done this. Did somebody just mix these all up? I don't think so. So what? Okay, let's watch this panel here. What does it do exactly? It goes right off this way. Come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 came right after 4. So those strips have to be adjacent to each other in the drum for that to do that. And 6, come down to 7. Now we can go to 8. That would be 8, all black. And 9, all white. I think I got it. You're on 7. Go through the dead spot and get to the long wave. Now the color makes sense. The color of the flags in the windows is the same color as this. You kidding me? Who designed this radio? Who wrote the instructions? At least I got the service manual. It doesn't make this clear at all. So that's really how it would work. You really skip. Oop, oop. Let's go this way. Start with a long wave. Skip. And then you're over to 7. That would mean 8 rotating positions on the drum, which there is, one of which is empty, which it is. That's how this radio works. There, round of applause, Jim, for figuring out how to change the bands on the radio. Oh, cripe. What a beast this guy is. Okay, so given all that, okay, now I gotta go away and think about all this new stuff here. So it looks like what I have to do, if I want to fix this, take these 3 screws out, plate comes free, and lift the plate up, strings come out with it, tie on the new strings, push the plate back, bring the strings out. The strings come down. One is a long one. Oh, the other one's a short one with a spring in between. It's really a question of whether I can get this plate out. Okay, so this comes out. Anything bad gonna happen? I don't think so. Now, that gives enough play here. Sure, get the plate out. Okay, we'll carry on with the screws here. Again, not very tight. Last screw. So obviously I'm on my way to restringing this, in case you haven't quite figured that out. The strings that are on there are too short now. One of them is too short. And they've all taken quite a beating of me tugging and yanking on them. Okay, will this simply come out now? Or am I going to find out there's more to the story? Of course, the string is tied onto it. And the string is spring loaded, so it's not going to come out. So I'm going to get rid of the strings. I'm going to replace the strings so I can cut them at this point. Do it with a sense of pleasure. Swing. There we are. Plate and all. The plate to come out with its strings. Okay, so the string is caught on the spring over here. Let me cut it off. Plates. Voila! Not very impressive once you get it out. There's the two tie points. No wonder I couldn't see this one. There's some greasy goop back here. It's like caramel. So we can get rid of that stuff there. I don't know if this plate needs to be lubricated. Really? It's just a metal plate. It's sliding free. Why would they bother with lubrication? So the stringing diagram also includes how long these should be, these two strings. So sometimes the stringing diagrams will give you string length, often they don't. And even if they do, it's still a little risky to follow it. Let's take a look. String length, so is it right? So here it is right here. So we have a 6-inch string from here and a 16-inch string. See, they show only going around once like that, but I'm going to go twice. So I'm going to want this to be more than 16 inches. And the fact is I can cut it long and cut it shorter when I need to. So you would tie it on, put all this back in, and have these strings hanging out. This 6-inch thing, now I'll make this one its proper length, 6 inches. I can even tie the spring to here when all this is out. So I can have the plate, the string, the spring ready on this side, done with the proper length. And then I just make up the other side to come all the way around and reach it. And this looks like a small spring in here. The one I took out was really quite big. Isn't it here? It's laying around here somewhere. So that's what we'll do. 6 inches plus a little bit for the knot. Six inches with almost an inch extra. Not quite. Maybe half an inch extra. So half an inch back is where I should be tying this to the panel here. Okay, let's try that. That's dead on 6 inches. Dead on. If I can get another knot in there. Kind of doubt it. But I just lock this with glue anyway, so it really won't matter. Yeah, it's not going to matter. Okay, we'll lock that. Bit of glue. There's a little touch of water. And then glue. Where'd my glue stick go? Okay, that's that. Now the other side, there's a length given in the manual, 16 inches. I think what I'd rather do is cut like 18 inches off the string here, work with that, and then cut it down when the time comes. So 16 inches, I'd say that plus another 6 would be 18. And a little extra, just for fun. Okay. This guy gets tied to the other side here. We'll lock that knot. Have to run and get a little water on my finger first. That's what I'm doing. A little water on that. A little bit of glue. Good. Okay, let's see if we can get it here. It's right on top. It needs to be underneath. Off the hub. Wait a minute. Yeah. No, I'm doing this wrong. I've been doing this wrong the whole time I've been doing this. No wonder I can't get it to go. It can't go the way I'm trying to get it to go. It comes down here and goes up in the pulley like this. Now I just have to get my tool out of there. There we go. Okay, I managed to get it on there. I even have it on the closer wheel right here. Okay, I got it. No big deal. I can check around the front here. The spring goes part way around the wheel at the front. What an idiotic situation. So in reality, for me, never mind the measurement, this spring could be way up here on the string. Way up here even. Okay, this fell off. Everything's off. We're all off. Everybody off. Okay, it's the fun and pleasure of working with strings. Okay, string's cut shorter now. This is on. String is glued. Glue is dry. So now I get a chance to kind of see just what the discover where to tie it on here. Now we pull the string out about an inch. Now, let me just change the order of things here a little bit. Put this up here. Tie on the spring, I'll do it on the back here. Just bring it up this way. Make sure it's on the right side of everything. Side of everything. There's the mark. Right on the mark. I think that's correct. I'm not going to cut the string. upper pulley. On the lower pulley. There we go. That's what's called for. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay, not a lot of stress on that. Fell out of the wheel back here. There. And it's out of the wheel up here. So this is adding tension. Feels pretty good actually. Oops. Spring looks pretty good. I can still spin the string on here to make the final adjustment, to make the panel work right. Put the screws back in the panel, tighten it back up properly. Huh? Maybe it's self-adjusting. There. And it may be self-adjusting in a sense. Okay, let me put the screws in and we'll give it a good test. Okay, let's see how this works out now. Seven. Oh, okay, so that should say 1. There. Now we'll go back. I think the panel's sticking. That seems to be it for now. Seems good. Maybe I just had to work it a few times. Sometimes the string, when you first put the string on, the tension is focused in one part of the string. And as you work it back and forth, maybe tuning on the dial or something, the tension is then sort of cast more thoroughly through the whole string system and finds its way to where it needs to be, I guess. So, who knows if that's true. Well, anyway, there we are, string done. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was a big deal. Okay, on to the next thing.